I want to revisit the Jamal Adams trade. And I got criticized on YouTube because people said I didn't offer a New York Jets perspective on the trade. And I didn't talk about how the trade impacted the Jets. And actually, I think it's fair criticism. I went, okay, well, I talked for like 14 minutes, and it's pretty much entirely about the Seattle Seahawks. And so I want to talk about the Jets. I also want to give maybe an apologies. Is that the right word to use here? I don't know. I made a flippant comment. I was talking about Adam Gase and my frustration with the Jets, and I made a flippant comment where I said that the Jets general manager will probably be fired next year. And upon reflection, man, that was just wrong. Jets fans were very angry at me for good reason. I get it. We'll break down why I was wrong. But really what was in my heart in that moment was frustration with Adam Gase, the Jets head coach. And, I really don't believe that Adam Gase, at least I don't know that he's the right guy to lead the Jets. I'm not sure that the head coach, Adam Gase, can help Sam Darnold. I'm not sure that he's the right coach in New York. I don't know that he's going to even be there after this year. But Joe Douglas is the general manager of the New York Jets. And while I'm not a huge fan of Adam Gase, the head coach, I got to be fair to Joe Douglas. If you do any research or even open your eyeballs and look at what he's done, it's very clear that Joe Douglas is doing a really good job as the Jets general manager. He had an incredible 2020 draft class for the New York Jets. They got 3 starters in the first round of the NFL draft. Really a big steal, Ashton Davis in the 3rd round. If you don't know, here's what the Jets did in the NFL draft. They got Mekhi Becton in the 1st round, an offensive tackle. I think he was a steal. He probably could have gone earlier. Some people thought maybe it was going to go to the Giants. I believe the Giants picked Andrew Thomas. I don't want to get the name wrong. I believe that's who they picked. But some people thought maybe that could have been Mekhi Becton instead. Denzel Mims was the receiver the Jets picked in the 2nd round. Another big steal. My buddy Brett Coleman was really high on him. Could not believe he fell that far. Then safety Ashton Davis was a guy they drafted in the 3rd round. And he's a guy who's great in man coverage, and the reason why he fell in the draft was because he had a groin issue around the time of the combine, and coronavirus actually made it so that teams could not get their medical team and their doctors to Davis to get a checkup and make sure that he was okay. And so he was a 1st-round talent who got drafted in the 3rd round because people viewed him as risky. And then also you can't mention, there really was not a bad draft in the entire draft class for the New York Jets. They got running back Michael Pirine from Florida, who's phenomenal. And I was wrong about what I said about Joe Douglas. I was flippant. I was really it's like almost, I was talking out of my I'm not going to say my butt, but I was flippant and I was wrong. And I'm not backtracking. I'm self-correcting because I really think that upon reflection, that was a stupid thing to say. Now, the Jamal Adams trade is the 2nd big move that Joe Douglas has made. He had a great draft class. Now, following that up, he traded away Jamal Adams. And so now, in the next 2 draft classes, the Jets have 2 first-round picks in 2021. They had 2 first-round picks in 2022. And the same way that trading away Khalil Mack really helped the Raiders build their team through the draft, I believe the Jets made a similar move here by trading away Jamal Adams, and I want to give the Jets credit. So the trade was good for Seattle, but it was also very good for the future of the Jets. And it's sad, I think it's going to be a little while before those draft picks can actually benefit the Jets quarterback, Sam Darnold. In my opinion, Sam needs help as soon as possible. And unfortunately, I'm really not confident that Adam Gase is the right head coach to help Sam Darnold become the quarterback I believe he can be. I did a whole film analysis of it. Adam Gase, oh boy, a lot of problems, a lot of dysfunction there. But drafting Ashton Davis is going to give the Jets a starting safety. He's no Jamal Adams, but hey, he's another starting safety. He can fill the role as needed. And I saw somewhere, I can't remember who did it, someone pointed out that the Jets traded away Jamal Adams only after rookies were able to come into the building and after the Jets were able to evaluate Ashton Davis and see, oh, he's okay. He's going to be able to play this year. Like, oh, we don't need Jamal Adams the same way because we have another safety who can replace him. They also traded away. They got Bradley McDougald, a safety from the Seahawks, in the trade. So all around the Jets, they got draft picks for the future. They got 2 new safeties in the draft, one in the trade. And looking ahead for the Jets, I think long term they won. But I also want to repeat that short term, I'm very worried about Sam Darnold, the quarterback of the Jets. You did get him an offensive lineman, Mekhi Becton. You got him a receiver, Denzel Mims, in the draft. That's great. But the head coach, Adam Gase, is a big problem. He seems disorganized. His game planning is weird. I don't know that he's helping Sam Darnold properly. And my fear is that 2 years from now, when Sam Darnold does finally get those draft picks to help him, it's going to be too late. People are either going to be sick of him or he's going to be viewed as a guy who just can't win and isn't good enough. So I don't know that the New York Jets have the patience required to actually build around Sam Darnold. They're headed in the right direction, but they're going to have to be patient because, yeah, you got a couple pieces around Sam Darnold. You also traded away your very best player on your entire team, Jamal Adams. And so I don't know that the Jets are going to win in the short term, but long term, for sure, they are set for the future. And that reflects very well on the general manager, Joe Douglas. I hope that the Jets stick with Sam Darnold for the next 3 years. I think that if they can get those draft picks, develop Denzel Mims, develop Mekhi Becton, build around Sam, draft him, help, and if need be, maybe get Sam Darnold a new coach, I think the future could be very bright for the Jets. But I just wanted to revisit that because I'd never talked about the Jets' perspective. And I also, in what I said, I really made a lot of Jets fans angry, and I think needlessly so because I was wrong. Joe Douglas so far has done a great job as the general manager of the New York Jets.